Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Gabriel today. I'm bringing you guys a general tips and tricks video on how to improve your general skills with Tracer. Just how to basically be a better Tracer. I'm making this video because I have a lot of people that say they're not very good with Tracer. A lot of people that have asked me, how do you play Tracer better? And I wanted to make this video because I want to at least help it, just at least one person just somehow become a little bit better with this character. Tracer's by far my favorite character in the game. She's my main. I have a lot of hours on her. I've gotten her golden guns. You guys have seen a lot of gameplay from me with her. I'm not the greatest Tracer in the world, but I'm certainly, I'm going to say I'm at least a decent Tracer. And, I hope from you guys that watch me think so too. If you don't, well, I don't know. But, in this video, I'm basically just going to be giving you general tips. You guys know I'm not the greatest Tracer player in the world. Like I said, I'm not a top 500 player. But I feel like I'm a player that can at least, help you guys in some way. Just if you're stuck on her, you don't know how to, if you want to play her, but you don't know what to do with her, I can help you here and hopefully help you figure out what to do, how to just be better in general. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Make sure to comment below any questions you have about her. If I miss anything in this video that I didn't cover and you still have a question about it, feel free to ask me below. I will answer every single question. I'm going to help every single person that I can. If there's anything you're stuck on, just make sure to let me know, and I'll do anything I can, to help you with that. But like I said, guys, if you are new, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into the video, my dudes. Ooh, I was about to get a sneeze there, precious. Alright, so guys, for the first part of this video, before I just get into the gameplay of me just, talking over a gameplay, you guys have to hear my ugly ass voice, I wanted to jump into the training range here because there's two simple things that can easily help you to instantly become a better Tracer. 100%, this is what helped me become a better Tracer. I've been given tips by a lot of top tier players, and this is definitely something you can do every single day to help you improve. The first thing is to find your own personal settings. Jump into a practice range like you see I'm in now. Sitting here for like 10-15 minutes, go over to your controls and fuck around with your sensitivity. Your sensitivity is so important to your character. It's so important for your own personal playstyle. If you can't play at a certain sensitivity, you need to find your sensitivity. Don't listen to people and play on their sensitivity. You gotta find your own sensitivity that's comfortable with you. As you guys know, I've played on Tracer for 34 for absolutely forever, for almost 2 months now. And as you guys can see, recently I've been trying to raise it up. I'm at 45 today. We're going to keep trying to raise it because when you're playing Tracer, it's better to have a higher sensitivity, but it's not necessary. If I can, if you guys can understand that. It's really nice to have a higher sensitivity because you're blinking, you're constantly turning all the time. As you guys can tell, when I turn, it takes me still a while to, be able to turn around. It's super tough to play on a lower sensitivity in a way, but it can be easier in a sense. So if you need to play on a lower sensitivity, do it. Start off with it, and every single day maybe raise it up a bit and try and work your way up to a higher sensitivity. But don't be afraid to play on a lower sensitivity. But find your own personal sensitivity and your own settings. That's all I can say. The one thing I find a lot of problems with in these tips and tricks videos when people talk about Tracers, they say, oh, use L1 for your pulse bomb, shoot with L1 or R2, blink with X. I don't like when people say that because you can't be comfortable in a character if they're not your own personal controls. Like I say, find your own personal controls. I personally jump with the right analog stick and then I crouch with the left one. I blink around. I blink with my L2. I recall with L1. My pulse bomb's triangle, and I shoot with R2. That's everything I do. But find your own personal settings. Find what works for you because that'll instantly help you be better at the game if you're comfortable with something. And another thing, if you guys don't know about this for console, there is this thing called, when you go over to controls, go over to advanced, there's a thing called aim smoothing. It's fucked up because I'm not on Tracer, that's for everybody else. For Tracer, what I use is I do a 45 sensitivity at the moment, and then go down to aim smoothing. Aim smoothing is basically something that it's connected to the sensitivity. It's basically how far you move your analog stick is how fast that movement is for your sensitivity, if that makes any sense. So the more I move my analog stick to the right, the faster my sensitivity goes. The slower I move it, it moves slower. Aim smoothing is basically something that's kind of like on PC, and it helps console players with a lot of flicking. This is good for Tracer for a lot of like turning around. This is definitely something that helps me, and it helps with your sensitivity to make it more precise and pure. Just go around, fuck around with it. You guys, if you guys mess with it, you see what I'm talking about. It's hard for me to explain, but it's definitely something to try around with. So find your sensitivity, find your aim smoothing. All of this can help you instantly become better with, you know, your character of choice. One more thing before we leave this training range, we get into the audio gameplay. One thing you can do to help yourself, especially with, you know, learning a better sensitivity, is just coming to this practice range every day before you get on and just practice for like 10 minutes. Just come around, shoot your character or shoot the bots, just blink around the map, learn your blink movements, try and practice, you know, sticking your bombs. This is super helpful to start off your day. Even if I don't jump on and do this, my aim is all over the place. It's definitely something to help you learn your movement a little bit better. You know, help with your strafing. If you teabag when you shoot, to help with that. It's definitely something to do every day. Just at least for times before you get on, this will always help you. But I apologize, I just ran it on there forever, guys. We're gonna go get over here to the gameplay and the audio. Oh, my stream stopped. Alright, boys, let's get into this talking over the gameplay part. I apologize, I ran it on forever in that training range. I wanted to get those points out about the sensitivity and just, you know, my personal thoughts on that. But now, basically, I'm just going to get into the basic things that I need. I have around, I believe, 8 tips, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I have some tips over here that I wrote down to myself on my computer because I always just ramble on. You guys know this from my older videos, but basically here I'm just going to be commenting over, you know, giving my own personal thoughts for Tracer. I hope I can help you guys with this. Hopefully you guys I can, you know, explain the stuff you guys understand. So first of all, the one thing I want to say is a lot of people always say Tracer is really bad in defense. She's only an attack character. Tracer is an amazing character in the game. Yes, she's weak. If you don't know how to play her properly or move around properly with her, you can die very easily. But Tracer is one of the best characters in the game. She's one of the greatest characters to have on your team if you have somebody who plays her well. Tracer is good on both attack and defense if you know how to play her right. She's definitely better on attack, I would say, because she doesn't put out the biggest amount of damage, especially at long range, like a defense character usually should, like a soldier, a McCree. But she's definitely good to be in their faces, and if you know how to play her right, you definitely can be good with her. So I just wanted to say that there, but these tips are just general things. They're not things that are, you know, 100%, you know, advanced. And this is an advanced guy. This is just general things. So, my first tip that I here have is distance that she should be used at. It's okay, Gabe. It's just a video. When you want to use her up close, when you want to use her at a distance. Tracer is by far, if you can tell from any type of gameplay, she is a better character up close. She doesn't put any type of damage out at long range. You want to be in a character's face to kill them. That also comes along with her health. People like Reaper are really tough to get in their face because he can two-shot a Tracer. Good Hanzo's tough to get in their face. If they got a good shot, they'll headshot you. But Tracer, you want to use in people's face if you can be. If you see someone like a squishy character, like another DPS or a support, you definitely want to go for them. Just get in their face and just try and take them out. Definitely aim for their head. Don't go for body shots. Try and get that one burst clip if you can. Definitely just get in their faces. She's such a small character. She's really tough for a lot of people to kill, especially when I'm not playing Tracer. When I'm playing like Soldier, she's so tough to kill because she's just so tiny, such a tiny target. So just get in their faces and try and kill them up close. When you want to use her to distance, this is basically called poking in. This is basically when you're with your team. This is more on the defense side and at the first like choke point on attack. When you're just sort of poking in there, just throwing in extra damage to provide more help to your teammates. You're not gonna be killing people. You're not gonna be taking people out like you know, a big main DPS soldier or whatever. But you're definitely gonna be helping, you know, your other teammates definitely get out some damage there. But you know, most of the time, try and stay up in their face. My second tip is your movement. You want to learn how to use Tracer very well. You want to learn her movement very well. You want to learn how to blink with her. You want to learn how to recall with her. You want to learn your way around the map. You want to learn how to use her movement. Her movement is the most important part to her survival and to her annoyance, basically, in a map. You guys, I know every single one of you who play Overwatch have had it. You have that one Tracer in the game that's just in your face. She's in, she's out, she's to the left, to the right. She's everywhere. That's a good Tracer movement. Tracer should constantly just be, she's an annoyance to the enemy team. She's basically getting in their mind to allow the enemies to focus on you so your teammates can get in there and do, you know, the damage. It's just, her movement is so important that you need to learn that. It's just, you know, go into a custom game. put your blinks on unlimited. This is the most fun thing to blink around the map. You can get around so fast. And just blink around with her. Learn how to get around the map fast. Learn spots you can get to, where you can blink to get away from enemies, how to get away. This is so important, and you'll see it if you learn this, how nice it'll be to use in like a battle or something. I apologize, guys. I'm garbage at explaining things, man. With her moving, you always want to be moving. You're fast. You're a very weak target. You constantly want to be moving. Move as fast as you can and move as much as you can. If you're constantly moving, it's harder for them to hit you. You stand still, you're dead instantly. She only has 150 health. She's one of the weakest characters in the game. You stand still for a moment, you're dead. Trust me. Understand that. Apologize for ranting on there. My tip number 3 is how to use her blinks. Now, this is a lot of problems that I see a lot of people do. And a lot of things I know a lot of people do. A lot of people like to waste their blinks right at the beginning of the map. They like to use all 3 to get out there quicker. There's no need to use that. Like, if you want to, it can be nice to, get out there faster. But it's not necessary. I do it all the time, even though I shouldn't. But it's definitely something you don't want to do. Like you see, I just did it right there. Don't do it if you don't have to. Only use all 3 blinks when you're coming out of that spawn door. If the round is already started, you need to get back to your teammates faster. But at the start of the round, don't do it, because you want to have those blinks for when you're in combat to get away. That's, again, with the blink problem. People use their blinks too much, and when they get into a fight, they have no way to get out. When you're with a Tracer, when you get into a fight, you need a way to escape, because, like I said, she's so weak. You need a way to get out of there in case you're, gonna die. What you want to do is you want to get into combat. You want to try and at least have 2 blinks if possible, if all 3. If not, at least try and have 2, and then have your recall available, because you need a way to get in their face. You need a way to blink left and right and get in that character's face, and just be able to not allow them to hit you. Like I said, try and be conservative with your blinks. Use them when you need to. Don't use them to just waste them. Don't use them to get to the point, at the beginning of the match. Use it to get to your teammates faster. But, over time, when you play her more, you'll learn more how to use them, and it'll just become easier. My tip number 4 is when and when not to use recall. This is big for Tracer 1v1s and to keep yourself alive better. I see another problem I see with a lot of recalls is people use recall to just gain health when they lose it. When they lose maybe 10 HP, they'll just recall to gain that health back. Only use recall in a fight when you need to. If you're in a fight and all of a sudden you're down to 30 HP and you're in a 1v1 with a soldier, then you can recall. That's your greatest time to do that. Don't just recall to regain health. Try and get to your healer. Try and get to a health back. Use that recall only for when you're in combat, because you need a way to escape, and usually your recall is that situation to do that. Another good time to use recall is when you do stick someone with your sticky bomb. Try and recall to get away from that, because that sticky bomb will kill you. Her ult will kill you if you're by it, but like I said, don't use recall to just to give yourself health. Only use recall when you're in combat, because I've had that problem for a long time. I always would use recall just to, if I gain like, if I lost like 20, God, I suck at this. If I would lose like 20 HP, I would just recall just to regain that health, and I go into a fight and then I have no way to get out of it. I'd have 1 blink, no recall. It's the worst thing ever. But that's basically that. That's that, along with Tracer 1v1s. Whenever you come into a Tracer 1v1, who's ever the first Tracer to recall is usually the one who loses. If you can make the other Tracer recall first, you will win that fight, because even if they're a better Tracer, it's really hard to win a fight if you've already used your recall and the other Tracer still has their recall. So that's definitely is that. Over time, you guys will, get better as it if you play her more, but that's just that. My number 5 tip, this is where you should be positioned when you're in a fight, when you're in combat and when you're not in combat. At the beginning of a match, usually what you want to do, Tracer is the flank hero. She's the character that gets in the back lines of the team. When people say group up with you, Tracer is the exception to not group up. She's the person that doesn't want to be with the group unless you absolutely need to be. If you just need to be in your group to put out that extra damage. But you want to be that flanker here. You want to be that hero that flanks around on the opposite side of the map with your teammates and get in the back lines of the enemies. You don't want to be putting in back damage to them, getting in the enemies' heads, constantly just putting in that extra damage to weaken the enemies, and hopefully your teammates can pick them off, or if not them, you can yourself. That's definitely the best way to play Tracer. That's definitely the greatest way to play Tracer, especially on maps like 2CP and things like that. But especially payload, it's just she's such a big flank hero, and she's such the exception that you don't want to always stay with your team. She's that flank hero. Stay in the back lines with her, put in the extra damage and stuff like that. Yeah, that's that for that. I guess just basically stay in the back lines with her. Number 6, the people you want to target, the best people to counter, and the best people that can counter you. This is a big thing with Tracer. This is a lot of problems that Tracer players have, dude. I apologize, guys. I suck at talking. Holy shit. I'm sorry for anybody that's listening to me right now. The people you want to target as Tracer, you want to target squishies, any type of weak DPS, and any type of healer, and then tanks when you need to. This also comes along with your pulse bomb thing. This also really ties in with number 7, where it's who to ult. Tanks and supports are my main opinions on that, but this also really goes into that, so I'll sort of tie 6 and 7 here into the same thing. Tracer's main target is the supports. If they have a Mercy, your job as Tracer is to take out Mercy. If they have a Lucio, your job as Tracer is to take out Lucio. If they have a Zenyatta, your job is to take out the Zenyatta. This comes in also with number 5 is where to be positioned. When you're in that back line, a lot of the time the supports are in the back line because they're trying to stay in back of their tanks and DPS, so they're not the ones taking the damage, so they can stay in the back and heal their, enemies. If you can get in the back lines, it's going to be a lot easier for you to take out those supports. They're really easy to take out if you have good aim with Tracer. Definitely, that's who you want to go for. That's your main target every single game. Now, once the supports are done, you want to be going for the main squishies because you can take out squishies easier than tanks. Now, if there's no squishies around, definitely people like Reinhardt are super easy to kill. People like Winston are easy to kill. People even like Bastion, if you can like blink around him, he's easy to kill. You're really good against characters that have higher health because you get in their head and they focus on you and allows your other DPS to make space to come in and, also take them out. But like I said, your main target is the supports and the tanks. Excuse me. Supports first, then go for the tanks afterward. And then squishies if they're weak. Wait, I just completely said all that wrong. Go for squishies if they're weak. Supports and tanks are your main 2. Go for your squishies if they're weak. And then along with it, like I said, it does tie in with the ult thing. When you want to ult, if you're able to, you want to ult that support. You want to get your Tracer's ult is not something that's a big kill. If you can get a big kill with it, it's absolutely fantastic. But just mainly go for those solo ults. Tracer can solo ult anybody she needs to. It does not that great of an ult, but it's a good ult to take out somebody quickly. If you can ult that support, do it. But if you can't, at lower levels, I know it's really hard to do so to aim with that ult, especially I even still have problems with it. Try and get the tank with it. People like Reinhardt, you can easily take out with that thing. You can take out Winston. Bastion is really nice to take out with it. If you can get the support or like the squishies, do that. But once again, if you are at a lower level and you have trouble with it, try getting the tanks because it definitely helps, putting a lot of damage on them and taking them out. Just be sure if you're trying to ult D.Va to make sure you don't eat it. If you're trying to go for a Reinhardt, don't, stick the bomb on his shield. If you're going for Winston, don't stick it on his bubble. Things like that. Definitely the greatest time to use her ult for a big group is when Zarya ults. Put it in that Zarya ult. She can put a lot of damage into those characters, but that goes with that. Once again, guys, I do want to apologize just for how bad I just ramble here. I'm garbage at how I explain things, man. But guys, I do think that is going to wrap that up there. I hope I did help you guys in some way. I know it was just me talking, but if you guys did take the time to sit down and to listen to this, I want to thank you. I hope you guys just somehow were able to get some type of tips out of this, some way to learn it. Let me know if you guys did. If you didn't, I don't know. I'm a dumbass then. But that's going to wrap this video, guys, up. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Like I said, if there is any questions you have about Tracer or anything you need to know that I didn't answer in this video, make sure to let me know. Comment below. Just tell me. I'll do the best I can to answer anything. But once again, I do want to apologize for just rambling on. I'm horrible at explaining things. I'm trying to get better, but I'm still bad at it. But thank you guys again for watching, and this is your boy Gabe, signing off. Peace out.